Dean, it's a selection that you have to make. Go to your top right corner, I believe.
Okay, staff, are we ready to go?
And do what?
Under speaker view, you have some options there. Click the one that has the grid.
Okay, everybody, I'm going to call our April meeting, Governance Regional Services meeting to order. Thank you very much. We will start by, I'm just going to provide a few comments. Director, so thank you very much for remaining home and trying to phone in or Skype in or Zoom in, whatever way you've been able to do this. Certainly we are, as a region, trying to follow the rules of physical distancing. I thank the staff. The staff, for the most part, has all been staying home. So that's been going as well as we hope. This afternoon we're going to learn together. We're going to certainly get some bumps as we do this, probably some sharp turns. And we do plan to provide a post-meeting evaluation of all our meetings, and we'll make some adjustments either during the meeting or as we go on. So we'll find that. We will have some time for learning, and I'm going to just turn it over to our staff just to see if there's any questions with the process before we get going. But before that, what I'd like to do is take roll call, and we'll be doing roll call for all our meetings now at the beginning. So if we could just go, I think we'll go with roll call following the voters list. If you all have a copy of your voters list, we'll use that as a test as well. So we can start with the roll call with Director Kovachuk, please.
So I have to unmute. I'm here.
Thank you. Director Doyle, are you with us?
Yep, 10-4.
Okay, I'm here. Director Graham.
Director Graham here.
Thank you. Director McCormick.
McCormick here.
Thank you. Director McCarroll.
Director here.
Director Allen. Director Pratt.
Here.
Thank you. I know Director Kalisa couldn't make it. She will join us tomorrow. Director Reinhardt's here. Director Sosnowski.
I'm here.
Thank you. Director Sturzer.
Yes, I'm here. Thank you.
Thank you. Director Walter. Director Walter. Pardon? Jane Rayon.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Director Wilkie.
Present.
Thank you. And Director Wilkes.
Yeah, here.
And second call for Director Allen. Oh, Director Miller, sorry. Al, are you with us? Okay, so let's, I think I'll turn it
He's
over.
on mute.
Oh, he was on mute? Director Miller, you all with us? Okay, I'm just going to turn it over to Manager Duchuk and then Manager Moskal, and just to kind of give us an overview. So Manager Duchuk, maybe just walk us through what we expect to happen today, and the fact that we are going live as well.
So we are going to be live streaming this meeting, and details will be posted on our site. And in advance of tomorrow's meeting, we just had a little glitch here getting the link posted. So everything that we say is going to be able to be, is being aired to the public, and will also be available after the meeting for a time. Shannon Moskal will go over the process in terms of the meeting. And if anyone's having any issues, they can certainly post in the chat on the Zoom meeting, or they can text me as well.
Thank you.
And just a reminder throughout the meeting to please make sure that you have your mics muted. I can see that there are some directors that currently are unmuted, and it just makes a big difference in the quality of sound within the boardroom as well as on the live feed. Thank you.
Thank you. Manager
How do we know whether we're muted or not?
Well, right now you'll hit *6, Director Wilkie, to mute your line. And then if and when it's time for you to speak, you will hit *6 to unmute.
Okay.
Thank Hillary. So directors, just a really brief overview of some of the information that was sent out to you about the conduct of the meeting. When it comes to moving and seconding motions, the chair will call for a mover and a seconder. Directors may freely call out if they wish to move or second a motion. Make sure you state your name first, and then which option you're moving. When you wish to speak during the discussion section of the agenda, you want to make sure that you hit the request to speak button in the agenda system. It looks like a little microphone button. If you have problems with that, just let us know. When you click that button, another window will open up. You click the request button and it'll submit your request to speak. The chair will then call your name when it's your turn. In regards to voting, when it's time to vote on a motion, the chair will call the vote. The first director on the voting list, which is sorted alphabetically by last name. So the first director will state their last name and their vote. So for me, that would be Moskal in favor or Moskal opposed. And they will move directly to the next director on the list. Once all directors have voted, then we will tabulate the vote and the chair will confirm whether the motion was carried or defeated. If you need to speak up at any other time throughout the meeting, if you're having technical difficulties, please feel free to do so when somebody else is not speaking. That's everything.
Okay, so what we're going to try to do, and we'll see how this works. I just want to ask everybody, do you all have the voters list, or would you like me to read each name like we did with the roll call? Just, if you do not have the list, please just let us know.
Is that the attendees list in each run?
No, it's called the director's voters list, the order list, starting with Director Klobuchar. It's an alphabetical list of all the directors.
Yeah, it's got a heading of attendees, but okay, awesome, thanks, Ron.
Okay. Others that don't have it or haven't got access to it? Okay, we'll try that.
Hello?
Hello? Yeah, go ahead.
Hello? Yeah, I'm not at a board meeting on computer. Okay, get back.
So you're on the phone. Okay. All right, well, we'll try it both ways and see how it works. There's a couple other options we can do as well. The other thing that for those that are online and on the eScribe, which most of you should be, I'm going to try to use a speakers list because I know it's kind of hard for you to mute and unmute. So if you would use that, and now, Manager Moskal, is there some explanation needed, or are people pretty well aware of how to use that list?
The request to speak list. So the instructions were emailed out to everybody. Hopefully everybody had an opportunity to look at them. I did really briefly just mention it's that little microphone button that's in your agenda system that you need to click to submit a request to speak. You will not be able to submit a request until the chair of the meeting does activate that. So if you click it and you get an error message that is not open yet, just wait, because probably the chair is in the process of activating that. It takes just a brief moment for that to happen.
Okay, thank you. We'll try to work our way through that. So we call the meeting to order. We do have a late agenda item, so I'll ask Director Klobuchar to speak to a late agenda item, please.
Okay, thank you, Chair. I'd like to offer a late agenda item as the County Valley Airport Society funding conditions verbiage change.
Okay. Would you move that? Moved by Director Klobuchar. Could I get a seconder?
Reinhardt, second.
Seconder by Reinhardt, moved by Klobuchar. Discussion. Okay, let's just try the discussion piece. So I've activated under call to order. So if you want to click on the little microphone just to see if your name does come up. And I know there's not usually a lot of discussion, but just to practice it. Okay, maybe because we didn't have a late agenda item. Yes, go ahead.
I have a late agenda item also, so when we're finished this, we're gonna carry on with it, or?
Oh, okay, so you wanted that for today, not the board?
Well, it should come out today, correct, or do we just bring it up tomorrow under the board, what's your advice?
Yeah, my advice is I think we're gonna have, I'm still understanding our MLA is gonna speak to the issue. And I think what we would do is follow that up with a motion and discussion of the board to either support or not support what the MLA is asking. So for tomorrow, I think would be appropriate.
Okay, good with that, thanks.
Thank you.
So Chair, it's saying that the item is not open for discussion. That's the message we're getting.
Oh. Okay, let's try that again. So I've activated that addition of late agenda. If somebody just wants to try it, I'll see if it works.
Yeah.
Okay, Director Klobuchar. Director Graham has worked. Director McCormick, thank you. Okay, so is there any discussion on that? Director Klobuchar, did you want to mention anything on the addition of the late agenda?
When it comes time for discussion, I'll be asking for some verbiage change in the conditions.
Okay, that sounds good. So we're going to vote on the late addition item. So we can start on the voting order, and I'll fill in as necessary. So again, Director Klobuchar, if you'd like to start.
Klobuchar in favor.
Director Doyle in favor.
Director Gay in favor.
Director Graham in favor.
McCormick in favor.
McCarricker in favor.
Miller's not here. Director Pratt. Okay, Director Reinhardt.
Reinhardt in favor.
Director Sosnowski.
Sosnowski in favor.
Director Sturzer.
Sturzer in favor, sorry.
Director Walter.
Walter in favor.
Okay, Director Wilkie. And Director,
I'm just gonna unmute him, he's muted.
yeah, okay. Director Wilkie.
Yeah, sorry, because I forgot to unmute. I am in favor.
Thank you. Director Wilks.
In favor.
Thank you.
So just confirming, Director Miller, Director Pratt, and Director Kolica are absent for this vote.
Shannon, if I may interrupt, it looks like Director Miller has called back in as an attendee, so I'm just promoting him to be able to talk. He should be able to be on the line now.
Shannon, I was in favor of the motion. I had my microphone on mute.
Thanks, Director Pratt. Okay, we're going to try this again.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm in favor.
Okay, thank you, Director Miller. Okay, so we're going to try this a few times. Why? And I know many of you chair meetings that those that are opposed are the only ones that are really put their hand up or speak against the motion, and because it does feel kind of cumbersome for especially things like adopting the minutes. But we'll try it a bit. We were just concerned that in terms of you leaving the room for heading for the fridge or the bathroom or something like that, that we don't want to make any errors with our minutes. our meetings, but we'll see how this goes. So I'm going to get a mover and a seconder to adopt the agenda.
Reinhardt moves.
Reinhardt moves, second by,
Klobuchar seconds.
thank you.
Klobuchar seconds.
Okay. So again, through the list, all in favor? Or discussion, I guess. I'm being heard, all in favor?
Klobuchar in favor.
Director Doyle in favor?
Director Day in favor?
Director Graham in favor.
Brogan in favor.
Carricker in favor. Pratt in favor.
Reinhardt in favor.
Sosti in favor. Scherzer in favor. Wilkie in favor.
Wilk in favor.
Director Miller and Director Walter?
Walter's in favor.
Okay, motion's carried. Okay, I'm going to get a mover and a seconder for adoption of the minutes.
Reinhardt in favor, or Reinhardt moves.
Second.
Second.
Okay. Second, Dave Ropes. Any discussion? I'm going to call the question. Again, we'll go through the list.
Klobuchar in favor.
Director Doyle in favor?
Gang in favor?
Graham in favor. McCormick in favor.
McCarricker in favor. Pratt in favor.
Reinhardt in favor.
Sosti in favor. Scherzer in favor.
Director Walter?
Walter's in favor.
You?
Wilkie in favor.
Wilk in favor.
Thank you.
Director Gay,
Yes.
if I may, I don't know if you can do it or not, but for something like this, like the agenda, the meeting, the minutes and that, how about if you ask if anybody's opposed? Let's save a bunch of time. If nobody's opposed, then we're all in favor.
I think you're
Pretty
right.
routine, most of the time, everybody's in favor, so I don't know if you can do that suggestion.
Yeah, appreciate that. We'll try that. Director Reinhardt has a comment.
So I wonder if the other thing we could do is, for things like correspondence and the adoption of agenda and minutes, if we did what we do at AKBLG and have a consent agenda, so those routine things are done as a lump item, and then we vote on the consent agenda. Those things are all then approved, and then we can still have the opportunity to pull something out if it warrants discussion. So moving forward, we might look at some different options.
Good suggestion as well. Okay, so that's carried. So going on to the correspondence now. Again, I'm going to try. I've activated the speakers list for the correspondence. If there's anything people want to pick out of that, and if you aren't are able to get the speakers list, I'll still recognize your voice and will recognize you. So on the correspondence, anything that anybody would like to point out, just state your name and go ahead. Or add to the list. Okay, nothing on the reports?
Oh, sorry, Chair Day, I requested to be on the speaker list. I went through East Drive. I did have a question regarding protective services in general. Given what we're going through right now with the pandemic, should we reevaluate the purchase of some of the new equipment that I know in the area we have scheduled? Due to the pay, I'm not sure if it's prudent to commit the dollars this year to some of the some of the equipment that we're considering. We may need to revisit some of those budgets, and maybe it's not time to be buying new water tenders and aerial trucks and that sort of thing.
Yeah, I'll,
So I'm not sure it's the right time to have that conversation, but it is a concern that I have.
yes, and I'm going to get to CEO Tomlin just to comment on that, because I think many local governments are actually having a second look at their budgets as this moves forward as well. CEO Tomlin?
Yeah, so we have taken a look through our budgets. Part of it trying to understand what the financial impacts would be on us as a local government of this, and some of that largely is cash flow based, and so that's something that Manager Ronquist will talk to you in a bit. As far as specifically thinking of the water tenders and those vehicles, what we've got arriving this year are things that have been ordered already, or would have been ordered a year ago. That's kind of the lead time on those, and that we do need to maintain in terms of meeting the requirements of the fire underwriters and those timelines. So, yeah, I'm not sure there's too much opportunity to delay those right now, or that the reserve funds that are being committed to them would be needed for something else, but it's definitely a good consideration and something we keep our eye on.
Thank you. Manager Ronquist has actually entered the speakers list as well, so Manager Ronquist, go ahead.
Director Sosowski,
Okay.
I would like to try to keep as much of this stuff online as possible, because that's work for other people that are in the same position. If we all start pulling our orders for fire trucks and stuff, then that category will have to lay off.
Yes, thank you. I've got Director Klobuchar back on the list. Go ahead, Director Klobuchar.
Thank you, Chair. I respect Director Sosowski's opinion on that, but my concern is that the optics is we're spending, hundreds of thousands of dollars on equipment like that. That money is not staying in our communities. I don't think our taxpayers are going to see that as prudent expenditures. If those commitments have not been made at this time, I don't think we should consider pursuing them. And I know, for example, in the area we have an aerial truck planned, and in speaking with our fire chief a few weeks ago, there hasn't been one ordered. So I think there's an opportunity there. So I would support CAO Tomlin in saying that where we can, we should consider not spending that money if we're not already committed. Thank you.
Thank you. And we will have a kind of a higher level discussion on cash flows a little later, pretty soon in the meeting. And I think, I understand where Director Sosowski is coming from, because we are trying to portray stability as much as we can in local government, because our accounts help others, I guess, in the community as well as wherever they build these fire trucks. Anyway, good point, and we'll probably certainly see more on that as we move forward through this. Anything else in correspondence that gets your eye? I'm going to turn it back to Manager Mossman.
We're moving now to section 8.1. That the check register for the RDK general account for March 2020 in the amount of $1,798,490.35 be approved as paid.
Get a mover, please.
Bill, Director second.
Director Wilkes moved, Director McCarricker seconds. Discussion. Okay, all in favor? Oh, discussion. I've got Director Wilkie on the list. Director Wilkie.
Yeah, I have a number of concerns, but I'll send them to financial services via email.
That'd be appreciated. Okay, and I think we'll on this we'll just try what Director Pratt said. So I'm going to just call for anybody against the check register, please register your vote now as opposed. Hearing none, I think we're going to call the motion carried. Thank you.
If I may just interrupt for one brief moment, is Director Miller on the line with us? I have him marked as absent at the moment. Okay, thank you.
Is he not there? We're just checking their technology to see if Director Miller's there. Director Miller, if you could go off mute and let us know if you're there, otherwise we'll see if we can find you.
I am here, if you can hear me.
Okay, thank you. We've got you on the list. We can hear you fine.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, back to the agenda.
Okay, the next item is 8.2. Staff recommendation is option number 1, that a Community Emergency Preparedness Fund grant application for $75,000 be submitted for upgrades and equipment for the Regional Emergency Operations Center in Cranbrook and the District of Invermere and Village of Canal Flats Emergency Operations Centers, as well as provide additional emergency management training for the region with the RDK to provide overall grant administration.
I'm going to ask for a mover, please.
Wilkie, Director Wilkie.
Director Wilkie moves, thank you.
Klobuchar, second.
Director Klobuchar, thank you. So moved by Director Wilkie, second by Director Klobuchar. Any discussion or questions? I've got Director Reinhardt on the list.
Thanks, Chair. So is this something that was in the works already? I guess this is through the Manager Tomlin. I'm just, the timing of it, I'm just curious what's going on here, what we're buying.
Yes, this was something that was already in the works, a grant program that was available and that our staff have been working on prior to the current situation and still working with deadlines on that program for application.
Any further discussion?
Yes, I've lost my screen here, Director Wilkie.
Okay, go ahead, Director Wilkie.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, it's neither here nor there, but I'm just wondering why the emergency centers in Canal Flats and Invermere, what I don't quite understand that.
So,
CEO Tomlin, did you want to?
yeah, and I don't know if Manager Jerko might have some more comment as well, but I believe that's because our emergency program coordinator had reached out to some of the municipalities and that those were the ones that were interested in participating in that.
Okay, yep. Thank you.
Yeah, more of just looking for partners to make a larger grant application. All right. Further discussion? Is there anybody opposed? Calling twice for anybody opposed? Motion's carried.
Chair Gay,
Yes.
if I may interrupt, I apologize. I just wanted to let you know that Manager Ronquist is on the line, and we have sorted out the audio issue with her phone. So if there are questions for Manager Ronquist, we should be able to hopefully coordinate her answer. It is showing that she's live, although I haven't heard from her yet.
Yeah, I'm hoping she will, because 8.4, she's going to carry the load for that. So we'll see.
We're moving now to item 8.3. This is a discussion regarding the weekly COVID-19 update.
So directors, as you know, the last few Fridays, we've had an update for all of us, from our senior staff on the COVID situation. I don't want to, we are getting so much information that I don't want to, add to your load, but if you feel that that's useful, certainly we're willing to do it. And the day certainly doesn't have to be Friday either. It just worked out quite well the way things were rolling out at the time. The province was updating people, kind of later in the week, and Friday seemed to be a good window for staff at the time. But so I just like your feedback. Would you like to see us continue it on a weekly basis, or is that something that's that you can do without? So just your comments, and in my view, we've had very good attendance, so I think it has been useful. But I'll go around a little bit and just have your suggestion. Would everyone like to?
Director Pratt here. We get those, I don't know if everybody does, but I get them daily, those updates from the EOC, and I'm just about meeting out.
Okay.
So I don't really think it's necessary for me.
Yeah, appreciate it. Others?
Technology, I think the shoving bird net or, you know, that's unusual. It's not a bad idea to have that meeting, but I think just for information, we're getting it done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the staff are doing a good job as the province. Others comments?
Well, Director Wilkie, the communication snapshot, almost daily, is excellent information. So I would agree that unless there's something specific or urgent, that I don't think we need to have a scheduled call.
Thank you. Good points. Others?
Director McCarricker, I agree.
Okay, so others before we.
Variances is good.
Okay. Thanks, Director McCormick. Okay, well, I think we get the message that you know, we are getting great information from the daily reports. And so if there's just something special, or maybe even if the policy group needs to be called together, we could have that call. So maybe we just pencil in your Friday morning around 10:30, and if we have something, we'll run it then. If we don't, it may be just 5 minutes, or it may be nothing, and we'll let you know if something will happen. And so we'll just go forward that way. Great, thank you. So we're gonna.
The next item is 8.4. This is an information report on the Regional District of East Kootenay cash flow update.
Hey, Manager Ronquist, we're going to test to see if you're here. And I've activated the speakers list as well, so if people have questions, you can go through that. So I'll turn it over to Manager Ronquist just to kind of walk us through the two documents that you should see appended.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Can everybody hear me?
Very well.
Very well, okay. I will hold the phone closer. So as a result of the COVID situation, we decided that it would be prudent to prepare a cash flow and take a look at our revenue. So what I've provided is a snapshot of the COVID event on our cash flow and look at the timing of the cash flow. So what it appears is that this event at the present time mostly going to impact the timing of our cash flow. We do expect to see some reduction in our revenue in some of our services. So the RDC normally adopts the revenue anticipation borrowing bylaw every year. We did that a few months ago, and we use that bylaw to help with our cash flow until the tax requisition comes in. So we don't get our tax requisition comes until August 1st. And depending on the timing of capital construction project, we're usually able into financing around the end of June. And it could be anywhere from $1 to $4 million, depending on what's going on with construction. Last year, we only used about $300,000, and then we had a requisition. So that was a good year. So if we look at the cash flow that I have attached, so if we go to the second attachment, you will see the cash flow that's based on top of the normal operations. So what I like to do is show the cash flowing out of the bank, or what we're spending first, and then I like to look at the money that we're bringing in after that. So when we look at the cash coming out of the bank, I show what we're expecting between April and October of this year. So the first item is our major construction projects. So those include the big ones like Windermere Water and the East Side Roofing project, and what could have for cash flow payments for these projects coming out. And then the capital projects, so those are the rest of our capital projects within the budget, running from April till October. And then operating costs, so those operating costs include all of the wages, director of generation, firefighters, all of our regular operating expenses, and any grants that we normally pay out, including the CBT funding grants. And then the next item is our debentures and loans and interfinancing payments. So those are in April and October, so in August. So our total cash expenditures are shown on the line below, ranging from $2 to $4 million per month. So then we move into the cash flowing to the bank. We're starting into this at March 27th. We have $6.1 million in the bank. I put in what I'm estimating we would normally receive for user fees through the month. And then government grants that we would normally receive, given the timing of when we submit the claims for those grants. You'll see in May is $1.98 million, and that's the payment we're expecting for the strategic priority fund that we put in the claim in December for the water service. And then the CBTK initiative funding, $1.2 million. We've already received those funds last week. And then other revenues are payments and taxes and the payments we get from the First Nations. And then interim financing, I think we need to borrow the remaining $1.5 million on our short-term borrowing bylaw for winter water, which is not the cash flow, we expect to do that in May. And then the municipal requisitions, which we will normally get in August, on August 1st of $7.3 million. And the provincial requisitions, which we would normally get at the same time, $13.1 million. So when you take that off of the expenses, which will represent net cash flow, so you can see we're starting off at the end of April at $3.8 million. You can see that we start going into a negative over the next 2 months, and then the requisitions come up, and our cash flow comes up as well. And then again, at the bottom, projected what our bank balance is expected to show. So June and July, we're expecting to get into our operating reserve, not quite for the full $5 million. I think the numbers that I've put in for construction projects and operating costs are a little excessive, so I'm not quite expecting expenditures to happen at this pace. We do have reserves with the RCK, which the board is aware of. We've got $21.6 million in our MFA pool fund, and those are very good liquidity, about 5 days to access. And then we've got $3.6 million for our MFA pool fund for the community works fund. So if everybody can go to the next sheet, which would be attachment number 3. So this scenario is the same, other than I have put here what I expect will happen with revenue and delays of payments due to the COVID situation. So the attachment of the bank is all the same. For the user fees, I assume that we'll still receive 25% of the user fees, as we are still getting some income in. And then I put in August, September, assuming the COVID situation is over, we will see an increase in activity, so that would be more than normal for what we would normally collect. The other revenue payments, so the First Nation, I've taken that out in August. They pay us $250,000 a year, so I assume that's going to be deferred until the end of December. The municipal requisitions, I assumed would be paid 25% in August. So that's assuming some taxpayers will be paying taxes as normal, and the mortgage companies collect taxes from each mortgage payment. So I'm assuming that they would pay those to municipalities as well, and then assumes the remainder of the funds being paid in December. Now, having said that, I did attend the webinar this morning with the GFOABC, and there were members from the province on that call. And what I'm hearing is that it sounds like the province is supposed to make some announcements on property taxes in the next few days. So we should be able to hear if they're going to have more deferment programs, planning to do with the property taxes. And for the provincial position, I did contact the province and they have confirmed that despite everything, they will be making their $13 million payment to us on August 1st. So with the assumptions that I do have in place currently, on the projected bank balance, you can see the effect on the bank balance. It does show that we're still under the $5 million cash flow. Anticipation borrowing bylaw for interim financing. So we're within that, but I am considering taking the bylaw before next month to perhaps double that to 10 million, just in case the construction costs come in quicker than what it would be. So then if we move on to the next page, it's attachment number 4, and it discusses services that were reliant on fees. So I took a look at all of our services, and most of them, we are mostly reliant on our tax requisitions for a small amount of fees. For instance, our fire department. There are 7 services where we have more significant reliance on revenues through fees, and I've listed them in this scenario. And they range from building inspection to the $20 recreation. So I've included what the total amount of revenues fees are in the 2020 budget and what percentage of the revenue budget that represents. So for building inspection, we are still providing building inspection services, and we are still processing student applications. We were on a call with Manager Brown yesterday, and he mentioned that we are actually quite busy with our building permit. And March was higher than the previous March. Another thing within that service in the budget is we were budgeting to transfer $115,000 to the tax stabilization reserve this year. That's from surplus that we had in 2019. So we would have that available if necessary. For each of the solid subregions, there is some user fees that we collect. We do expect some construction and demolition to continue. We only collect the fees on the construction and demolition materials, not on regular residential garbage. So my understanding is that we are still receiving items within the landfill as well. For planning, there is 6% of the revenue budgeted to fees. We are still getting inquiries, but we are, I don't believe we've taken any fees in. Having said that, we do have quite a few number of staff in the planning department working on the EOC, so their wages would be coded elsewhere. And then the regional parks and development solutions, lots of loss and fees would be made up in reduction in operating costs. Columbia Valley Recreation just happened to we were about 2 weeks from taking the ice off when the event occurred. So we were expecting this time to see some cash flow from anyway. So it would be in the fall if this event continues into the fall, we would really have to see the service with that budget. Are there any questions?
I thought the speakers list started, Director McCarricker was first to call in, so Director McCarricker, go ahead.
Thank you, Chair. Through you to Manager Roquette. On the, I guess it's the third, let me see, your third chart you put up. Operating costs on April increased until August. Is there an explanation for that?
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about. So in August, we get our requisition payment, and then as soon as we get that, then we pay out about $1.6 million in contracts. So that's when we pay out all of the contracts for the fire department, for the rural contracts. with the municipality. And we also pay out a lot of the grants that we have within the budget.
So that continues, if I may, Chair, that continues to climb from April, May, June, July, and August.
Right, so August is when the big payments come through, but as we move through the year, we're ramping up in our operations and seeing more work done. So, yes, our expenditures increase through the year. And then you can see it dipping off once we hit September, October again.
Okay, thank you very much, Chair. Thank you, Manager Rundquist.
Directors, further questions? So I might add, and I know the municipalities are working on this as we speak. I think, you know, you'll be meeting within the next weeks or months to look at, well, how are you going to deal with the tax burden on your residents as well as your businesses? And as you can see in our cash flows, that affects our money as well. So, but certainly it's your decisions. As mentioned earlier, I think, you know, my sense is that we're trying to, as much as possible, have business as usual in terms of our expenditures and our revenues, you know, to help keep our economy going, but that'll be another discussion. But certainly what the municipalities choose to do and how the province wants to do that is going to impact us. And as I mentioned, we will be visiting the budget, I'm sure, on a monthly basis. Director Sosnowski is next on our list. Go ahead, Director.
Yes, thank you. I finally figured out how to use that. I think you're very good, Manager Rundquist, at expanding the borrowing next time. It looks like we're in good shape. I have one question concerning solid waste for Central. Does that number, I had to click under the screen now, so does that include Elk Valley too? The number in the lot.
Manager Rundquist?
Oh, on the fourth attachment?
Yeah.
Yes, Elk Valley Solid Waste, that is just the solid waste sub-region for the Elk Valley.
No, just a Central Solid Waste, $788,000.
Right.
Does that include the shipping of the Elk Valley MSL to UG Driver?
Sorry, yes, it does include that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So I've got nobody else on my electronic list, but certainly we'll go to around the phone if anybody else has another question or two. Okay, hearing none. Thank you, Manager Rundquist and CO Tomlin, for preparing this list and the assumptions. And as mentioned, directors, we will see this. We'll probably see this monthly as things roll out because it's very critical to our operations. Okay.
Okay, the next item is 8.5. Staff recommendation is option number 1, that the RDK endorse the memo to MLAs Klobuchar and Schmidt and MP Morrison requesting advocacy for proposed provincial and federal policies to support community impact investing.
If I could get a mover, please.
Reinhardt.
Director Wilkie?
Director Wilkie moves, Director Reinhardt seconds. Any discussion? Anybody like to speak to the community impact investing?
Sure, sorry, I didn't get to the button on,
That's okay.
on e-scribe fast enough. I would encourage the board to consider supporting this. These are policies that have been advocated for a number of years through both UBCM and last year and the BC Chamber of Commerce. We do have community investment programs operating currently, but they're limited by some of the regulations. And the Columbia Valley Business Support Team and chambers throughout the East Coast recognize that to recover our economy and rebuild, trying to keep investment funds in our communities, these could be good vehicles to use. So we're set up and we're ready to do it. We just need some of the rules removed, which include the lifetime limit of $5,000, only 150 members, the cost and that sort of thing. So if anybody wants more information, I'd be happy to share it with them through some of the other policy documents, but I think the document provides sufficient detail. And I would encourage the board to support this motion.
Thank you. Further discussion? Hearing none, I'm going to ask if anybody is opposed. Okay, I'm hearing no opposition. The motion is carried. Thank you.
Next item is 9.1. Staff recommendation is option number 1, the bylaw 2991, Rushmere Water System Parcel Tax Roll Bylaw be introduced.
Moved by
Klobuchar?
Director Kolchak moves. Second.
Wilkie?
Director Wilkie. Discussion. I'm going to ask if anybody is opposed. Nobody is opposed. The motion is carried.
Next item is 9.2. Staff recommendation is option number 1, the bylaw 2992, Water and Sewer System Regulation and Fee Amendment Bylaw be introduced.
Mover.
Reinhardt moves.
Reinhardt moves. Second.
Director Wilks,
Director Wilks, thank you. Discussion. Everybody clear on what we're trying to do? Okay, I'm going to ask if anybody is opposed. Hearing none, the motion is carried.
And the next item is our late addition to the agenda, Columbia Valley Airport Society funding conditions.
Okay, do we have a motion prepared? Or is
We do.
Yes, you do.
Director Klobuchar, do you want me to read it?
Yes, please.
The motion is that the conditions attached to the 2020 operational funding for the Columbia Valley Airport Society be amended to require that the assessment of the assets be completed by a qualified person.
Okay, I'm going to get a mover and a seconder to get this on the floor.
Reinhardt moves.
Klobuchar moves.
Director Reinhardt moves.
Sosny second.
Okay, got Director Reinhardt and Director Klobuchar. We'll get you next time, Director Sosnowski. So I have a mover and a seconder discussion. I'll turn it over to Director Klobuchar.
Thank you, Chair. So I just sent out the memo to everyone last night explaining what's been done here. Just to quickly recap, the Columbia Valley Airport Society has secured the services of a professional engineer who happens to be registered in Alberta and not in British Columbia. He has requested that the wording be changed so that he is not, his work isn't considered, because he's not registered in BC, it is not considered not a professional. He is, his resume was provided to the board as well, and you can see quite clearly that he is more than qualified to conduct the assessment. And I would ask that the board support this. He's offering to do this 80+ hours of work at no charge to the Columbia Valley Airport Society, which under some of the proposals, one of the proposals that was received here was over $20,000. So this is a significant savings to the Airport Society and investment in this asset.
Thank you. I guess, in terms of the process, Manager Mosswell, we do have a motion that we approved previously by the board asking for the professional, so this will override that motion, basically.
This will basically amend that list of conditions that was on that original resolution.
Okay, sounds good. Any further questions, the directors? Okay, I'm going to ask again. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Director Wilkie, I have my mic lit up in red, but it's not registering with you.
Oh, it is now too, sorry. Okay, and I've actually got Director McCarricker as well. So go ahead, Director Wilkie.
Yeah, I just wondered about Director Klobuchar can comment on this, but I just wondered about the wording of the qualified person as opposed to my preference would be qualified professional.
Director Kochek?
Chair, can I speak to that? I'm not sure what's going on with her.
Yes, Director Reinhardt?
We
Oh,
had
sorry, I just
a,
have
you there
a,
now? Okay.
Okay, are you there?
I am, sorry. Yeah, sorry, I didn't take it off mute. That term is typically used when we're looking at environmental studies and work of that nature, so it's a standard term that's used. It's also a term that this particular individual has used in other work that he's done for organizations in British Columbia.
Okay.
Chair?
Yes,
Chair,
go ahead.
So you're, Director Klopchak, you're suggesting we favor qualified person as opposed to qualified professional?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Director McCarricker, I've got you on the list.
Thank you, Chair. I just wanted to comment that we're looking at our budgets and possibly changing our budget. I hope that we're going to wait until the province makes their announcement on taxation.
I'm not clear. In terms of this motion, what would be the impact?
No, it's not this motion. No, it's not this motion. Sorry.
Okay.
Before we get on the meeting.
Okay. Thank you. Director Reinhardt, I've got you on the list.
Yeah, so I think that the intent of this motion is to enable a not-for-profit group, a society, to try and work their way through a list of conditions which we set out for them. The wording was something that was just picked up by the person who is essentially a professional, but because he's not licensed in BC, he's just choosing to ensure that he protects himself. And I think when we put that wording in, we weren't foreseeing this situation, and so I hope that we'll support this and allow this work to happen.
Okay. Further discussion on the motion. Yes, Manager Moss.
I just wanted to mention, because I forgot to do that earlier, that this is a weighted vote of the Columbia Valley directors on this one.
Oh, okay. Good point. So Columbia Valley directors only. Is there anybody in the Columbia Valley opposed? Hearing none. Hearing no opposition, the motion is carried. Thank you. I don't want to lose Director McCarricker, so Director McCarricker, I want to circle back. What was your point before we adjourn the meeting?
I just wanted to ask, Chair, that we're looking at budgets, and I hope we're not putting our staff through the process of trying to adjust budgets before the government makes their announcement on taxation.
Very good point. No, I don't think we'll be seeing any changes until we too, just like the municipalities, are trying to get a little clearer picture on what, where the government's going. I think the government, the CEO and I did attend the meeting today with Minister Robinson. And she was clear that there are some initiatives that the province continues to work on. And I think the big news for us, just a few days ago, was that we will get our money from the province, the 13 million. So, but yeah, it's a moving target for sure. So we'll keep an eye on that. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Chair.
Yeah. Okay.
So the next item is adjourning to closed. Motion is that the meeting adjourn to a closed Governance and Regional Services Committee meeting to consider the following matter. Advisory Commission appointments under Section 91A of the Community Charter. Personal information about identifiable individuals being considered for a position appointed by the RDK. And human resources under Section 91C of the Community Charter. Labor relations or other employee relations.
Mover.
Sosky?
Director Sosnowski, Director Reinhardt seconds. Is anybody opposed? Okay, the motion's carried. And just for the technical point, directors, you will have to get out of this meeting. There is another phone number, another Zoom number has been provided to you, and you'll have to call back in. We will give you We don't have our planning starting until 3:30, so let's give you 5 minutes or so, and then we'll try to get going. Let's say 10 after 3, and then we'll conclude this. Okay? Thank you we made it through this far, so we'll continue.
Oh,
Okay, comments
Chair?
before we hang up? Yes?
sorry, Chair Dave.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't see in my list of emails here an invite to be a panelist for the closed meeting.
Oh, so,
It's not a panelist because it's from Sean, so it's a regular meeting. Because it's closed, it's just a regular Zoom meeting. You would have received the invite for closed from Shannon and Connie.
That would have been in Connie's email that you received on Tuesday for the closed meeting.
yeah, so if you just
Oh,
follow down that list, it started with the emergency program, then governance, and then the next one is the closed governance, and then we'll move on to planning. Has everybody got access to that or need it?
government, yeah.
Sean will forward it to everybody right now, just make sure.
I have to end this webinar because I need to start another meeting, so I'm going to close the line off here. You'll get the email shortly.
Okay, and so
Okay, thank
10
you.
after everybody? Thank you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. At least that's hard. Oh,
You're doing great.
I miss having everybody here, like, it's just, you can't read the people. Yeah. Thank you for that.